What's going on, you guys? It's your man James, aka JP, finally back with the toy room. So quick channel update before we get into this video. I've obviously been gone for quite a while now. I'd say it's been 2 weeks going on 3 weeks. I came down with the Rona or the Ovid. You guys can use your context clues to figure that out, but I don't want to say the full word because YouTube likes to demonetize videos. But I was sick for the past few weeks. I've been in the middle of recovering. I still sound a little congested, so I'm still not quite 100%, but I'm definitely feeling much better and definitely good enough to start getting back into making videos and also returning to my normal day job as well. So most of this news is pretty old already. This all came out within the last week while I was still in the middle of trying to get better and recover to feel good enough to make videos. So most of this news is a little old, but I figure I'd still make a video on it and just kind of give my thoughts and opinions because that's what we do here. So this is all of the latest Arcade1Up news from E3. I'm just gonna bundle it all into one video. Kind of works out better that way anyways, instead of trying to make a million different videos throughout the course of E3 while all the information was slowly being released. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I have my notes here on my phone, so if you see me looking this way or anything like that, that's what's going on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into all the Arcade1Up E3 reveals for 2021. Alright, so the first cabinet we're gonna take a look at here is called the Class of 81 cabinet. Now this is a 12-in-1 cabinet, has 12 games in it, and I really like this cabinet. I love the theme of it and the design, obviously based off of that famous Miss Pac-Man and Galaga split design, and that's such an iconic cabinet. Like, that's one that you go to arcades today or you go to random other stores that are selling arcades, and that's usually what you'll see. So this was really cool to see. I really do like the design. I love that whole split aesthetic to everything, and I like the whole theme of it, the Class of 81. I think it's got a real nice theme to it, and it has all the big hitters of that era all packed into this cabinet. So I think just the overall theming and like the big kind of like the story that they're telling with this cabinet is really good, and it might be the best theme out of any single cabinet that we've ever gotten. So I really do love this cabinet. Now the games that are included on this cabinet are Miss Pac-Man, Galaga 88, Galaxian, Dig Dug 2, Mappy, Rally X, Rolling Thunder, Romper's Tower of Draga, I believe is how you pronounce it, and the final game is King and Balloon. Now most of these games are re-releases of games like Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man and Galaga that we've gotten on the Miss Pac-Man and the Galaga cabinet previously, but there are some interesting games on here as well, like Dig Dug, which I believe is the first time we got on a full-size cabinet if I'm not mistaken. I think before the only way that you can get Dig Dug was on a countercade or a wallcade. And then we have of course other games like Rally X, Rolling Thunder. I don't believe we've gotten any of those on a cabinet before as well, so that is really nice. So you got a really good solid lineup of 80s games right here. Again, this is the Class of 81. Not all of these games came out in 1981, but still have some really good solid lineups here. Now some other information about this cabinet is going to be Wi-Fi enabled, presumably to keep track of like high scores and leaderboards and stuff like that, which is really cool because that's the point of these games in the arcade, was to try and beat the scores that were already on the cabinet. So that's really nice. I don't think you'll be able to play against each other. There's no way that with any of these games I think you can play against people, so assuming Wi-Fi is going to be for the high scores. Now the only other information about this cabinet, which I'm not really sure what this means, but it says in-game menu settings, so I don't know if there's a way they created menus in the game to maybe like change the difficulty or stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting, and there's no news on it other than just it's listed on the website. It says in-game menu settings, so presumably there might be a way to maybe change the difficulty or change some other settings while playing these games individually, so that's pretty cool to see. And the only other thing is the rumored price is going to be $500. Now that's not terrible. You know, if you already own some of these cabinets already that have some of these games, then I can understand kind of feeling a little upset that it may be a little expensive. However, you could essentially sell your old cabinets to get this one. So $500 for 12 classic games, I think is a fair price, and I believe it does come with the riser as well. There's no word if there's going to be a cheaper version that comes without the riser. There might be though, because you know, I don't know. I'm not going to say that there is or there isn't. Nothing has been confirmed yet. But $500 I think is not terrible for this bundle here because you get 12 games. And you'll see once we get later on in this video what exactly we're talking about with other cabinets costing more and having significantly less games. Alright, so moving on from the Class of 81 cabinet, it was also announced a brand new Street Fighter cabinet. And this one is very, very bittersweet. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is the Street Fighter 2 Big Blue 30th Anniversary 12-in-1 cabinet. Now this cabinet is going to have 12 games, obviously. And this is designed after the Big Blue version of the Street Fighter 2 cabinet. However, I think the design is hideous. I do not like this design at all. I don't know if it's just maybe the renderings look off and I need to see it in person, but the design of this cabinet, honestly, to me, is just hideous. I don't like it. It looks too narrow and then like too tall as well. Like, it's just a weird mix of stuff. The marquee is just like really big. The speakers are just like exposed and kind of like popping out at you, and I don't know, I don't like the design of this cabinet whatsoever. And it's a shame because I'm a huge Street Fighter fan. The Street Fighter cabinet was the first cabinet I ever picked up, and it's the reason why I even know what Arcade1Up is today. The Street Fighter cabinet is what got me into Arcade1Up and kind of helped this channel you know, become what it is. So I don't know, this Street Fighter cabinet, I want to like it, but I just can't. The design to me is just hideous. Now the game lineup is amazing though. They got some really, really good games on here. Like I mentioned, this is a 12-in-1 cabinet as well. And the games list is Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, which I'm really excited to see because that's the version of Street Fighter that I grew up on. So it's really great to see Hyper Fighting on here. He also have Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, which that came out of left field, man. I was not expecting to see Puzzle Fighter on here. Now, I love Puzzle Fighter. It is such an underrated game, and it's just really cool to see that included on here. So I'm really excited about that. Continuing on with the games, you also have Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, oh, I can't talk this. I'm still trying to recover from the sickness, man. Being congested and trying to talk, it doesn't work out well. So we have Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, Darkstalkers Revenge, Darkstalkers 3, Saturday Night Slam Masters, Knights of the Round, Eco Fighters, Capcom Sports Club, and Muscle Bomber Duo. Now, some of these games like Saturday Night Slam Masters, Eco Fighters, Muscle Bomber Duo, I've never heard of these games before, but they are Capcom games, so there's no way that they're going to be bad. Capcom, pretty much every game Capcom's ever made, almost every game, has been amazing. So, and I know a lot of people are really excited about the Darkstalkers series being on here, and then you get all the different versions of Street Fighter and really good ones like Hyper Fighting and Puzzle Fighter. So the games list on here is just absolutely phenomenal, and you can't go wrong with this games list. The problem with me with this cabinet is just the design. I do not like it whatsoever. Now, some of the other features of this cabinet is this cabinet will have Wi-Fi, but not only will it be for high scores, you should be able to play against other people, which is exciting because we didn't have the Wi-Fi feature on the original Street Fighter cabinet. So it's really, really good to see Wi-Fi on here so you can play against other people, and that Wi-Fi feature really shines with these fighting games. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people just playing Street Fighter with the Wi-Fi enabled, so that should be really interesting. And like I mentioned before with the design, this also has a really giant marquee and also has speakers that are just like, instead of being recessed and hidden, they're just kind of facing at you, and again, I don't like it at all. Now, the rumored price for this cabinet is going to be $500, and I do feel like that's a solid price because you do have 12 games and 12 really, really good games on here, and they're not all Street Fighter. Only what, like 4 of them I want to say are Street Fighter. So yeah, that's really good. They could have really probably filled up 12 different versions of Street Fighter 2 on this cabinet, to be honest with you, and called it a day. But the fact that they included Darkstalkers and all these other games is just really interesting to see. So this is a solid cabinet. It's decently priced. The games list is amazing. It has Wi-Fi. If you can get past the design, good. For me, I don't know that I can. It may be one of those things where you have to see it in person, but as of right now, it's an easy pass for me just off of the design. Now, this next cabinet it's a little interesting. It's a re-release of the Ninja Turtles cabinet. However, instead of being designed after the Ninja Turtles arcade cabinet, it's based off of the Ninja Turtles in Time cabinet, which I love. I love the Turtles in Time design. I think this looks so much better than the original Ninja Turtles arcade game cabinet. I love the design on here. The only issue is it's a re-release. It has the same 2 games on here with the original Turtles arcade game and the Turtles in Time arcade. 2 games. Now, if you already have the Turtles cabinet, I don't know how you're going to feel about that. Now, this does have some upgraded designs, so let's go ahead and get into that. So, you do have a new cabinet shape and a light-up deck with, it looks like a new lighting feature. So, previously with the light-up deck, we got like just one single LED strip on the back of the arcade, and you could kind of see the LEDs exposed, and it didn't really look too good. It looks like with this one, it still has that technology or that feature with the LED strip there. However, it looks like they have some kind of overlay on top of that with cutouts around where you would want to see areas lit up, like around the border of the deck, as well as like around the buttons and stuff, and in the logo and whatnot. So it looks like they put some kind of overlay with cutouts so that you don't see that exposed LED. Just judging off the pictures, that's what it looks like to me, and I think this looks really, really great, and I think this is how they should have done the cabinets to begin with, and I hope that's how they do it going forward with the light up features. I think the light up features now on this cabinet look amazing. They look really, really good, and I just love how you can only see parts lit up that are cut out. So I think that looks amazing right there, and I'm a really big fan of that. Now, this also has molded coin doors, which is good to see, because I think with some of the previous cabinets it was just kind of like a sticker overlay that goes on there, but having actual molded coin doors, that is a really nice feature to see. Now, if all these features sound good to you, hopefully it's worth paying $600, because that is the rumored price of this cabinet. And that's really tough, because the original Turtles cabinet I believe was $400, and that was expensive. And now this cabinet is $600, and you're getting the same 2 games on this cabinet. And I don't know, I really love the updated design, the new lighting features, the new graphics, the new molded coin doors. Is that worth an additional $200 from the original Turtles cabinet? I don't know. I'm a big Turtles fan, but I'm not willing to pay $600 for it. That's just me personally, but I really love this cabinet. I love the design. I love the new lighting features and everything that it has. And I believe this one might have Wi-Fi as well, so you can play online, whether it be co-op or just keeping track of high scores and whatnot. So if you're willing to dish out the $600, or eventually wait for it to maybe go on clearance or go on sale or something like that, this is a really good cabinet. If I can catch it at a decent price at some point, I'll probably get it. I'm more tempted to get this one than I am the original Turtles arcade cabinet. Like I said, I just really love the Turtles in Time aspect to it. Alright, so moving on, we have the X-Men arcade cabinet, which we saw revealed, I don't remember when it was. It might have been around like CES months ago. But now we got some just more high-res images of it, as well as just some of the details of the games that are going to be included on here. So the games that are going to be on here are going to be 3 games. You're going to have the X-Men arcade game, which the cabinet is themed after. You're also going to have Captain America and the Avengers, which I believe was on, it was either the X-Men vs. Street Fighter cabinet or the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet. It was on one of the cabinets already, so you kind of get a reissued game there. And then you have Avengers in the Galactic Storm. Now, I never heard of this game. I had to look it up for this video, and it's some sort of weird, obscure 3D Marvel fighting game. And I'll be honest, it doesn't look very good. I've never played it before. I don't know if it's any good, but just looking at the gameplay videos that I looked up before filming this video, it didn't look very good. So I don't know about this one. Now the interesting thing with this one is it doesn't say that it has a molded coin door, it says that it has a printed coin door. So I guess it's going to be just some sort of sticker overlay. It's not going to be as nice as the one on the Turtles cabinet, which does kind of suck. This is going to have Wi-Fi enabled as well, so that again you can play co-op with the 4 other players, or you can keep track of high scores and stuff like that. The rumored price for the X-Men cabinet is going to be $500, which seems to be the standard going forward, which is, I don't know, man. I don't know, $500. Like when these came out and they were originally $300, like that was pretty much the most I was willing to spend, was $300, and $300 is a lot. But now they've upped the price to $500, and I don't know. I don't think I can do, you know, $500 for these cabinets. So I'm definitely gonna have to be picking and choosing if I decide to pick one up in the future. And I'm also probably gonna have to get rid of some of the ones that I have here, because I am running out of space in here. But it looks like the new standard is going to be $500 going forward, so that's going to be a tough sell for a lot of people. So we'll see what happens, but I'm sure people will catch them on sale or on clearance like they always do. Now the final cabinet that was revealed, this one's a little weird because it was officially revealed by Arcade1Up and then taken down and never to be seen again. Now that is the Simpsons cabinet. Now it was rumored for the longest time. People have been wanting it. It officially got revealed by Arcade1Up. It was up on their website and everything like that. And then it got taken down, and nobody really knows why. I'm assuming it was either revealed prematurely, or they still have some licensing issues to figure out or something like that. But it was removed from Arcade1Up, but the cabinet does exist. It is not a fake or anything like that. It does exist, and it was officially revealed and posted on the Arcade1Up website. And I think they even had a little teaser video for it as well. But there's not much info on this. It's the Simpsons cabinet. It comes with the Simpsons arcade game, and the second game presumably was to be Simpsons Bowling, because the controls also had a trackball with it. So who knows? The cabinet looks nice. Obviously, it's based after the original Simpsons arcade cabinet, and the rumored price that I saw for this was $600. But $600 for just 2 games, like, I know so many people have been wanting that Simpsons cabinet, but I don't know if at $600 and only getting 2 games with it, people are willing to dish out that kind of money, other than the like die-hard Simpsons arcade fans. So man, these cabinets are getting expensive, and some of them are worth it. Like the 12-in-1s that we saw for the class of '81, as well as the Street Fighter cabinet, 12 games for $500, I believe the prices was for those, with the updated designs and graphics and controls and everything like that. Those are worth it, but paying, you know, $500-600 for 2 or 3 games on the Turtles or the Simpsons or the X-Men cabinet, for me seems a little excessive. I feel like the price range for those should be around maybe probably around $400 with all the updated stuff, but no more than $500 in my opinion. But that's just me personally. You know, I'm not willing to dish out the kind of money. I know some people are, and you know, that's great. I'm happy for you, but just for me personally, I think $300, $300 to $400 depending on the cabinet and the games, and if you get a riser or not, that's kind of the most I'm willing to spend, just me personally. So but those are all the reveals from E3 2021 from Arcade1Up. This was lacking. I don't know, it definitely was lacking compared to previous years. We didn't get like too many new stuff. We got more so like reissues of older stuff, and I think that that is the biggest complaint from people right now about Arcade1Up, is that there's just a lot of reissues, and like how many times are they going to release Pac-Man, and how many times are they going to put out Street Fighter. And I love Street Fighter, don't get me wrong, but that's just seems to be the general consensus around the Arcade1Up community right now, is that it's just a lot of reissues, and they're not doing a lot of like original ideas or classic stuff. So I don't know, overall though, I still think we saw some really nice stuff. I am really intrigued by the Turtles cabinet. Once the price goes down, I may end up picking it up because I really do love the Turtles in Time design. And I have to wait and see the Street Fighter Big Blue cabinet in person, because right now, just from the images, to me it's just hideous. It might be the ugliest cabinet that's ever released. I just don't like it at all. But that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know most of this news was late news, but again, I've been recovering for the last 2 weeks. It's kind of been a struggle to even talk throughout this entire video. I've had to take a few breaks and kind of edit the clips all together. But I hope you guys still enjoyed this video, even though the news was old. And definitely stay tuned, because I am going to be getting back into the swing of things and getting back into doing reviews and doing other videos as well. I still have to do an updated tour of this room, but I do need to finish setting up a few things in this room as well, which I wasn't able to do the last 2 weeks, even though I was home, which was like eating at me, and I was stuck in bed and not able to work on this room. So that's pretty much it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. Again, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also have your notification bells turned on, and that's pretty much it. So as always, guys, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys next time.